Hi, and welcome to Vlogs of History, Episode 4. I'm your host, Darius Kazan, and this week we're not turning back the clock as far back as we did in previous videos. We're only going back as far as 1986. We're going back to the times of the Soviet Union, and more specifically near the town of Pripyat. There you're gonna find a very special power plant, that's Chernobyl, and that's what this week's video is all about, so let's get to it. For those who don't know, Chernobyl was the largest nuclear power plant accident in history in terms of cost and casualties. It is one of only two events that actually managed to reach a rank 7, which is the maximum rank on the International Nuclear Event Scale, and yeah, there's an actual scale for that. So it's safe to say that it was a pretty big explosion. In the afternoon of April 16th, 1986, at around 1:23 p.m., during a routine system test on reactor number 4, because of protocols not being followed properly, the reactor became unstable and exploded. The explosion then created a huge fire that would take over the plant within minutes. Initially, only one person died from the actual explosion itself, with another one dying that same night in the hospital, still related to the impact. Being a nuclear reactor, it released a lot of radioactivity in the atmosphere, and as we all know, when exposed to large amounts of radiation, we either become mutants or we just die. There are a total of 64 confirmed deaths directly linked to the explosion at Chernobyl. Most of the deaths are related to the fact that they were exposed to large amounts of radiation in very little time. In fact, the firefighters that were called onto the scene to take care of the fire, 6 of them died in the following months because of radiation poisoning. And when dealing with nuclear explosions and radiation, it's really hard to see the long-term effects on people's health. Although it is estimated that around 4,000 deaths are linked to the radiation from Chernobyl. Most of these deaths are caused by thyroid cancer because of large amounts of radiation causing cancer to grow. Within 36 hours of the incident, the nearby town of Pripyat was evacuated. Citizens were told that they would be able to return within a few days, and so most of them just left their belongings there without taking them with them. Officials eventually closed off an 18-mile radius around the plant, which includes the town of Pripyat, and so those citizens, they just weren't able to go back. Shortly after the incident at Chernobyl, the nearby trees in the woodlands, they started to die. So much so that the area became known as the Red Forest, because as the trees were dying, they were becoming this bright red ginger color. The trees were eventually bulldozed and buried in trenches. Now you have many stories coming out from Chernobyl, stories such as animals becoming mutants and preying on humans, humans growing limbs, and just all kinds of crazy stuff. Although that's probably not what happens, Chernobyl now houses one of the most unique wildlife sanctuaries in the world. Thriving populations of bears, lynx, deers have been documented in the dense woodlands that now surround the silent plant. And luckily enough, in 2011, the Ukrainian government opened up the area for tourists who want to see the first-hand impact of the explosion at Chernobyl and its radiation effects. Although that's not to say that the area has returned to normal or will at any point in the near future. I mean, because of the long-lasting effects of radiation, the area won't be inhabitable for humans for at least 20,000 years. But hey, at least you get to visit, right? Alright, that was it for this week's episode of Vlogs of History. If you've enjoyed it, leave a like, share it to a friend, and subscribe to be notified when episode 5 comes out. Leave me a comment down below to let me know what you want to see in future videos, as I do read all of the comments and look at them for inspiration. If you're new to the show and you want to see previous episodes, you can check them out right here. Remember, these episodes come out every Monday, so be sure to stay tuned. As always, I'm your host, Darius Kazan. You can follow me on social media. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I will see you all next week.